Okay, everybody, how's it going out there? I am back to do a custom request for Nef Hajazi. Nef, if I'm pronouncing your first name incorrectly, let me know, okay? Miss Hajazi wants to know about Virgo and Aquarius, specifically Virgo Ascendant and Aquarius Sun. She went on to say that some of her best friends are Virgo Ascendants and that they understand her emotions before she even does most of the times. And she went on to say that they are some of the best friends and she is grateful that they are there for her in times of need. So she wanted me to chime in more on the whole Virgo Ascendant Aquarius Sun relationship. And fortunately, I am in great position to do so because I am a Virgo Ascendant, okay? And I just so happen to have enough Aquarius friends, a myriad amount compared to other signs. So what can I tell you about Virgo Ascendant and Aquarius Suns? This is what I can tell you. The first thing that I can tell you is this, right? Don't go off the hinge if you hear some negativity in here. I'm telling you how this relationship goes, right? And this is why Virgo Ascendant is able to understand Aquarius Sun's emotions, all right? Yes, Aquarius do have emotions, but anyway, I don't want to veer too far away from what I'm trying to say here. Okay, so one thing that's going to happen here is Aquarius is going to say, not too much judging. You know what I mean? Don't do too much judging. And Virgo is going to say, Virgo Ascendant is going to say, don't do too much talking, not too much talking. And the reason why Aquarius Sun is saying don't do too much judging is because they're going to think that you don't understand them. Okay, especially if the Virgo Ascendant or the Virgo energy, they can be hypercritical. There's a difference between critical and hypercritical. That Virgo energy sometimes could be snappy critical. So they won't even finish hearing what the Aquarius has to say fully. And then when that sentence gets cut off, Aquarius automatically thinks that you don't get them, that you don't understand what they're saying. So you have to let these Aquarius Suns speak. That's number one, right? Virgo Ascendant, Virgo energy is going to understand this. In the beginning, they're going to understand it more. That's really what's going to happen. In the beginning of breaking the ice and getting to know each other, they are going to listen to Aquarius pour themselves out as much as they can. Just like pouring the water out, they're going to listen to all that, right? Okay, so now why does Virgo Ascendant say not too much talking? Don't do too much talking. This comes because out of the air signs, right? Gemini has a good way of pulling people together and pulling ideas together, consolidating them, and sometimes disappearing, right? Libra has a good way of, being a mediator, getting this person with that person, whether they liked each other or not, and making that happen. And, they really are depended upon to do stuff like that. That's like a profession for Libras, whether they do that in the workplace or not. Aquarius, on the other hand, they are responsible for making the dreams come true in an air element. All right, so that means when they are integrated and woven into other people, they have a duty to do among these people. All right, and it does not necessarily deal with the everyday activities of these people's lives. Now, this is a difficult place for them. This is a challenging place for them because what you got to understand about Aquarius is they know this. They know this and they struggle in their brains, in their minds to figure out exactly who it is they're supposed to be helping, when they're supposed to be helping them, and how they're supposed to be helping them. And then you have Virgo Ascendant, who is servicing the whole earth. That is what they're there for. So this is where these two match up perfectly in friendships, because Virgo is going to be interested in what dreams that this Aquarius is trying to make come into fruition, because they want to help. They want to give service. Now, there's a difference. Here comes the difference. Another difference, right? It's that Aquarius Sun is going to want to be recognized for the efforts that they give to networks to serve humanity, right? So when you hear that Aquariuses are opportunists, this is true in this very fabric, because they must benefit from this effort that they bringing forth, because they are the tool, they are the vessel that is necessary. Their house, the 11th house, rules this. So you cannot look down on an Aquarius for wanting to do this. You can't look down on them on their behavior for wanting to shine in a position when you're offering something, or they're even offering something to you. If they know that they can do something for you, and they're putting it out there, look, this is how this could go if you make it happen. So you really should be listening and taking heed and give into their requests if you can, because that's how the dreams will come true. They are the vessel for that. So again, now Virgo Ascendant, Virgo energy, they don't really care about recognition. I'm serious. This is Virgo moon, this is Virgo sun, this is Virgo ascendant, right? However, the one time that they do care about recognition is when they know that other people are going to benefit from them taking the spotlight or being in the front and center. That's when they'll take the leadership role and they'll say, okay, put the spotlight on me, no problem. And they will not drop the ball. You understand what I'm talking about? Because they know people are relying on them. That's what Virgo energy is about, being reliable, being dependable. So they will step up and step out when it comes time to do that. So why did you have to stop the talking? Because Aquarius sun is going to pour and pour and pour. Virgo energy is going to listen and listen and listen. The whole time, though, Virgo is analyzing them. They're very analytical. Virgo ascendant is very analytical, very attentive. They are carefully combing each word you say, how you say it to them, where your conviction is in the tone of your voice. They're picking up all of this and they're making a record of it in their brains, right? So if there is any of the slightest behavior that goes against what this Aquarius sun is trying to do, Virgo ascendant is going to become irritated, agitated, frustrated behind it not happening. So unlike other friends or so-called friends, Virgo ascendants are going to tell you about yourself. It's coming. If it didn't come already, it's coming. It's coming. And oh baby, it may come in a nasty form, depending on how you're able to handle things. But for the most part, what I know about Aquarius is, as long as you're a straight shooter, they're not really tripping. They're not tripping. And as a matter of fact, when you give it to them in a way that they say, okay, I get what you're saying, then it's like they have a respect for you. Like they respect that. You know, they respect that. They rather hear your honest rebuttal, you know, instead of some sugarcoating, you know, tickling their ear jargon that you can possibly give them. You understand what I'm talking about? Now, at the same time, Aquarius sun, as I said before, they're going to say not too much judging. And you know why? Because if you're judging just from a theoretical, from an analytical perspective, and you're not really in the field, you're not in the trenches, doing these operations that generate, whether it's revenue, whether it's new ideas, whether it's mobilizing people on the ground for a humanitarian effort, whatever the case may be, you really can't say much, Virgo ascendant, now can you? Because you're in the helicopter. You're looking from helicopter view and you're like, yeah, you suck too. You could get better, you could get quicker, you could get faster, you lose weight, right? Virgo ascendant, right? And then Aquariuses are in the trenches. They are in the trenches. They're saying hi, bye, picking up phones, calling people back and forth, finding this out, finding out. So they have all of the information. It's just implementation that they are stagnated on a lot of the times. And this is why. It's because Aquariuses are not quick to give up their everyday activities or the things that give them their immediate well-being to take care of their responsibilities. No, they're not ready to give that up for some whim or some idea that sounds good. They want to talk to the people who actually make it good, who have done something so they can say, okay, yeah, I can see how I can fit myself into there and take this opportunity. It's an opportunity for them. Stop thinking that Aquarius suns, not you, I'm saying what, don't think that Aquarius suns are doing this just because, you know, they want to do a humanitarian effort. They could choose any effort that they want. You know, they can do anything that they want. So the reason why they get confused is because they don't know if they're supposed to be helping people just do anything, because they have this embedded inside of them that they're supposed to help people in some type of way, or if they're supposed to be judgmental as a Virgo ascendant would. And that's why they confide in Virgo ascendants a lot for information, because somebody's got to be the bad guy, right? Somebody's got to say, look, you don't do this because of that, or you don't do this because of that, or this is not looking right because of this. And Virgo ascendant is going to be that person, right? So this is, as she said, like this behind closed doors. These are the type of talks that happen behind closed doors. These are not things to be so much public, because they can be intense conversations, and if the people that are involved actually hear it, they may feel some type of way, some type of negative way, because they're actually being spoken about. But in all actuality, people are trying to make the best decisions, and that's why these behind the door talks take place. So Aquarius Sun is going to say, okay, if you're going to judge, why are you judging it like this? And give me something that I can stand on, so I can believe you, and so I can make a decision, right? So Virgo ascendant will say something like this: okay, you want to help this person, or you want to help that person do that. Is it because you just want, for the sake of helping people, and you saying that it works? Because that's going to be Aquarius Sun's argument. Look, that's working over there, and I was thinking I want to do this, that, and the third, because it looks like it's working, right? So Virgo ascendant is going to say, okay, you got that one, right? However, it's working for them. Do you usually do this? Like, is that you? Is this something that you do? You know, because if it's not, then Virgo ascendant might say, well, then that's corny, because you're following trends. You're doing it just because it's working. And if that's the case, you can just continue doing your jobs that you usually do, because Aquarius, they take care of themselves. Like, they don't really need nobody. They don't really need to help these people that their sign rules over. They don't even have to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, they are taking it. If they don't have two jobs, like, they are taking 2 or 3 extra hours a day or a week to contribute to your thing, right? To your thing, and they don't have to. It might even drain them. It might even frustrate them while they're doing it, because you might want to be all extra about it and this, that, and the third. And all they're saying to themselves is, look, I want to help you. I'll help you. Let's do it, you know? Or when are we going to do it? Or can you be punctual in this, that, and the third? And this is the same thing that, you know, it kind of rubs off, because these are the things that Virgo ascendant tells the Aquarius Sun. Like, oh, are you going to do it? When's it going to happen? What date? What time? Do you know that yet? No. Because Virgo ascendant is very practical. Virgo energy, period, very practical. And got to keep this in mind, Aquarius Suns, and this is why Aquarius Suns love Virgo ascendants as well, is because they look out for your best interests, right? Because this is the sign of health and work environment. So if they detect that your work environment is not going to be the best thing, they're not going to be with it. They're going to say, oh, double check it, you know, cross your T's, dot your I's, inspect it, you know, get some paperwork, do this, that, and the third. Can you do research on them? Do they have a Wikipedia page or something like that, right? I think that's what it's called, right? Like, do you know these people like that? You know what I'm saying? Because they care about your well-being, your best. Are you putting your best foot forward? Or are you putting yourself in danger just because you have this responsibility and duty to help people in the world? You want to be a humanitarian, you know, that's a long quest of Aquarius. However, keep this in mind, their nervous energy is not knowing exactly how to do it, helping other people get their dreams across, because they're going to take care of themselves first. That fixed energy, they're not going to be, you know, not having their regular income because you guys want to go make your dreams come true. You understand what I'm talking about? And Virgo ascendant has a nervous energy as well, and this is why they become irritable after a certain amount of time if things don't get implemented and brought into fruition, because now they're going to say, okay, what's going on here? We've been going back and forth. We've been playing ping pong. I gave you my best. Where's the results? What are you telling me? Right? So this is why this pairing is so good for each other, so healthy for each other. The dialogue is great. And they challenge each other. Something has to happen here. It has to.